Welcome to this new episode. So today we're going to talk about how to set up Matomo using Google Tag Manager. We choose Google Tag Manager for no specific reason. Besides that, most people have other tags that they are integrating into their website using Google Tag Manager, for example, Google Ads and other tags. And they don't want to migrate to Matomo's own tag manager, which is also a good solution. We are going to dedicate this first episode to the Google Tag Manager setup. I'm going to talk about Matomo Tag Manager on upcoming videos. But today we are going to show you how to get some basic event tracking using Google Tag Manager. If you are just getting started, you have not created your own Matomo instance, I highly recommend starting with my first video on how to get started with Matomo. I showed you the exact steps you need to follow. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so as you can see, I am in my Matomo dashboard. I'm going to set up some basic page view events. As you can see, I have some visits because I already enabled tracking, but I'm going to start from scratch. So what I want you to do once you have Matomo, you need to go to administration by clicking on this button right here on the top corner, and you go to website and you click on manage. So here I have my sole website and there are some important information. For example, the link to my Matomo instance. I'm using my own domain to host it, and there is the website's ID. Just keep this tab open before going to Tag Manager because we are going to use this information right here. If you have some information that is not accurate, for example, if you are based in the United States and you have a different time zone here, I highly recommend just clicking on edit, go through the different settings. For example, change the currency and select the currency, the time zone, etc. and you are good to go. So as you can see, I am in my Google Tag Manager account. The first step we are going to take is to add a Matomo tag template. Let's go to the community template gallery and search for Matomo. And I usually work with this template right here. You can use any other template provided that it can do the job. Add your instance link. I will go back to my Matomo dashboard and I will copy this one here. The domain is my own domain. In here, I will track page view. So for the data collection, leave everything as is here. If you want to track pop-ups and other content, you can check this. If you have a login for your website, you can add a user ID. But for me, I'm only interested in this option right here. In the trigger, I'll click on all pages and I will save. Okay, let's preview. Okay, so it seems like our tag is working. Let's check the container loaded trigger and it succeeded. For this first tag, that's really all we need to do. If you want to see the real-time data, you need to publish the container, which we are going to do right now. You can give it a name and publish it. So I'm back at my Matomo's dashboard. After a while, you will start seeing the visits. There is already some data. You can see here in the visits log, for example, that I was on this page and I was using the GTM debug. Okay, so now we are going to move to tracking our first event besides the page view event. As you can see, I have this form right here, and let's say we want to send some sort of form submission event to Matomo. So what you need to know about Matomo is that an event has a way that is structured. So you've got the event category, the event name, the event value. So all these components will give you very accurate idea of type of interactions on your website. For the event category, for example, it is the type of action the user is seeking. For example, is he watching some video? So the category could be videos. Is he trying to submit some form? Maybe the category could be named forms and so on. The second one is the event name. In our instance, we want to track the form submissions. We can name it submit. We have the event label. So the event label could be, for example, if your form has a name or an ID, you can send the label as this value. And lastly, we have the event value. So let's say that each time the user submits a form, I know that I can make $500 based on the form submission, based on some historic data I have. So I can type the 500 as a value for the event. It will make more sense as I will do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our event tag. Let's go to the community library and search for Matomo. This time there is this template, Matomo event by OpenMost. Click on choose template. In the event category, I can add just forms. In here, I can add form submitted. In the event name, I can just give my form a name. If you have, for example, a newsletter form, feel free to name it newsletter form. In the event value, I will send the value 500 in potential revenue. So that's really it for the trigger. I have a trigger for form submitted. So each time the user submits a form, the trigger will take care of sending the event. I'll give my tag a name. I will save it. I will preview. I will submit my form. Let's go back to the tag manager review tab, and we have our values here. We need to just look for it in Matomo. This time we'll go to the behavior section and look for events. Here you will have a summary of all the events that you configured. Just make sure to select the date, the proper date, and here we have our event that we submitted. As you can see, there is the event value, there is the event category, and here is the event action. So I hope this video was helpful to you. And this is how you set up basic event tracking in Matomo. It's not really that complicated with Google Tag Manager. I will see you the next time when I will show you how to do the same thing using Matomo's Tag Manager.